I started thinking about my mom as I was picking these cherries here, and you know, my having had that soul reading with Maria Lupita Gurule, and having my mother's energy come through that has really opened up my conscious awareness of our departed loved ones. You see, it reminds me of a scripture verse in the Bible, and I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but it says, "From henceforth we know no man after the flesh," or we no longer know Christ according to the flesh, according to the memories that we have made here in our human relationships, right? And in that sense, as I'm thinking about my mom, my fleshly or human mother would most likely not approve of who I have become today, but I know because of the soul reading and because of the contact through the energy to her soul, I know that in her soul being, she very much approves of what I have become, who I have become, and this consciousness I am now sharing and expressing. So to know our loved ones according to the flesh is very limiting and holds us in the more negative density, right? We're thinking of everything just on a human level, and that gives us so much grief. But having the ability to connect with soul, with the higher consciousness of my mom, and every other departed soul for that matter, and tapping into the collective soul, the greater purpose, makes me understand that to hold our loved ones in the fleshly memories that we have come to know them is limiting for them. Because I was thinking, as Christians, we were kind of taught to believe that Jesus would come back with all of our loved ones and families and we would be reunited, but we're not going to be reunited in the earthly attachments that we have made within the family core, right? With surrounding the memories that we have built in our earthly interactions. It'll be a reunion of soul. It'll be a reunion of consciousness. The thought just crossed my mind, my mom wouldn't want to come back as the memory of who my mom was in this earth life. She doesn't, as a soul, wouldn't want to repeat exactly the same life again that made her my mom in this lifetime. A soul wants to evolve. And so the only way that that energy can come back is in the collective, in the higher dimensional soul energy. Because the soul, she might want to come back as a different incarnation, not as my mom. Maybe she wants to go be somebody else's mom, or maybe she's gonna be somebody else's child. Like our earthly familial ties, they're going to be dissolved. We have to dissolve them to kind of set the soul free to be a soul rather than to be the human that we remember them as. Because at a higher plane, when you connect at the soul energy, you realized you're so much more than your human persona as well, and you wouldn't necessarily want to repeat exactly that human blueprint, right? We're always going to be changing. Our consciousness of soul is always going to morph into something else. And in spirit, I can give my mom that freedom and still be connected to her in spirit. I can connect to her as soul instead of my mother, right? If that makes sense. So I would do my mom a disservice to try and relate to her on that human level. Because her human life was hard, and I would not want her to have to repeat that. So I relate to my mom at a higher octave, at a higher energetic level, where we are equals and we assist each other energetically. Where she is my spirit guide and I am her spirit guide. I'm her earthly spirit guide, where she is my uh, soul spirit guide. So it really is a symbiosis. And the video by the alchemist, what's her name? Sarah Elkhardy, um, really inspired me with this and confirmed this actually that we are each other's soul guides, each other's spirit guides, and how we're always connected, right? So, yeah, just thought I would share that. And I'm connected to my mom right now, whereas before in physicality, I could not be as connected to my mom because of the density between us. We were quite contrary to each other. But now in soul energy, we are truly one and pursuing the same goals. If that makes sense.